Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Blissful Living podcast. I am the queen of feeling fabulous, Rochel Marie Lawson, and I have a wonderful guest with us today for the show. And we're going to be talking a little bit about mastering unstoppability and breaking through to success. And we have an expert with us with regards to that. So, before we get started, let me just say, take this time, find a place for you to sit, relax, grab something to write with, because you know my guests drop lots of nuggets of gold on the show for you that you can take away and utilize immediately in your life. So do that. Get your favorite beverage. Tell your family to give you a few moments to just really lighten up and enjoy the essence of doing something good for yourself. And while you're doing that, let me take care of some business. So first of all, I want to thank our sponsors of the podcast. The first company is Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. Check them out. They've got some amazing things going on, particularly with the Brave, Bold, and Unstoppable Women Summits that are happening throughout the U.S. And you can check them out at www.blissfulliving, the number 4, the letter U.com. And then our next sponsor is All Day Cable Incorporated, premier telecommunications installation company located in the heart of Silicon Valley. They specialize in network distribution, so setting up your fiber, your wireless access points, your voice and data cabling, your audio, your video, your speaker systems, your monitors, whatever it is that you need to help you to have that telecommunication stuff spot on. Then you want to check out the premier telecom installation company in the US, and it's woman owned. And so you can check them out at www.alldaykableinc.com. Okay, so that should have gave you some time to get ready and get situated and put everybody on alert that you're taking time for yourself. And the other thing I want to say, if you like the show, please subscribe to the show, share the show with everyone you love and care about, because the information that is shared on the show is life-changing, and you can experience those life changes immediately. So, my guest this day is Felicia. And I should have been more prepared, and I was going to let Felicia do her own introduction. But let me tell you a little bit about Miss Felicia. See, Miss Felicia was one of the speakers for our Denver event at the Brave, Bold, and Unstoppable Woman Summit. And the beautiful thing about her, she was actually our keynote. So let me tell you about this powerhouse lady right now. So Felicia Searcy is her name, and she is a 4-time award-winning transformational life coach, professional speaker, author, trainer, and minister who is passionate about your dream. She has helped thousands create the lives of their dreams for over 20 years. Felicia has worked with professionals, entrepreneurs, and folks just like you who are seeking the spiritual side of success. Her passion is her proven method that helps folks just like you accelerate their results as they create richer, more fulfilling lives. Now, she has shared the stage with such powerhouses as Les Brown, Sandra Yancey, and Mary Morrissey, and she's been also featured on ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. Now, Felicia's purpose is her passion, and to empower you to discover and express your best self as you create the life that you love. Your dream is her passion. And so I am welcoming to the Blissful Living podcast, Miss Felicia Searcy. Hey!
Hey, so good to see you again, Rochelle. I
Like
miss you already.
I'm trying to calm this energy, but it's all good. It is all good, Miss Felicia. So I just want you to share a little bit about your journey
Yeah.
in regards to breaking through success and being that masterful lady that you are.
Yeah, and I didn't really share this much when we were in Denver, but there's nothing in my background to suggest that I would be where I am today. I came from a really dark background. Both my parents struggled, my dad with mental illness, my mother with mental illness and addiction. And so there was a tremendous amount of abuse, and we grew up below the poverty line. And I can remember at some point in my life, when after my parents split up, that my mother's sending me out to neighbors who cooked meals for us. So what that did, so I, did all the forgiveness work. I mean, there's nothing, in fact, today's my dad's birthday. He would have been 92, and I had the honor of taking care of him the last 10 years of his life, and really, really healed that relationship. And those patterns get wired in. Right. And so the pattern of apologizing for my existence, the pattern of believing that the world was a dark, scary place. I mean, I literally would walk in the door and read the temperature, because my life depended on it, that there was that degree of violence in the house. And so, so what got wired in was that I didn't have a right to be here, that life was dangerous, not to expect too much, not to depend on people, and my world became very small. And I just I didn't believe that there could have been anything different for me. And you hit those points, and I would imagine that everybody, all of your listeners are aware when you hit those points when it's that literally do or die, that I either figure something else out or it's time to leave the planet. And the cliche, which is, cliches are cliches because they have meaning behind them, right? That when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, what appeared was a system, a spiritual system, a new way of understanding life, a new way of relating to myself, a new understanding that there really is and always has been a power at work in my life. And when I began to hear that, I grabbed onto it for everything that I was worth, applied it. My life got great, and what I shared in Denver was that then there was like a part two where things were going so great, yet there was still a sense of longing and dissatisfaction. And I had to really cause myself to lean into that edge um because of where I came from. It's like, my God, you should be so grateful for what you have and understanding life's not done. So then I made a decision to dig deeper into what I was learning to really break out of that stuck point, to understand the granular application of what I was learning. And even from where I was after applying this, you got to have a telescope to see where I was. I
So,
mean,
so Felicia, you know what? You said something I think profound, and I don't want to overskip it because I think it's very, very important. You said you had everything in your life at a point. You like I was living my dream life, but
yeah,
I was not satisfied. There was something missing, and I think so many people today, or even back when we were growing up, but today specifically, can relate to that because
yeah,
sometimes what appears to be amazing on the outside to everyone else, we still have that empty void within us. Like, okay, I have everything, but why am I not happily satisfied? Can
yeah.
you just share a little bit about that? Because I think um, with the discovery of everything that's been going on the last few years and people realizing what they thought was reality is not reality any longer, I think that's an important point to touch on because I think so many people, particularly with the mental health challenges that we're hearing about
Yeah.
today, I think that might be part of it. So, can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, and I think it's an awareness. I love what Bob Proctor talked about, where he says, "Always be grateful, never be satisfied." And when I look at my own situation and how far I came, and yet there was still that nudge for something more. What I've become aware of, I don't know that people are necessarily feeling empty in terms of dismissing where they came. I think and um, seeing it as broken. The thing that I want people to really grasp and go deeper in understanding is that life is expansive, that we are ever growing expansive beings. And so you have done amazing with what you have created up to this point. And there is a methodology that you used to create what you've created up to this point, the success that you've created up to this point. And life is asking you to discover more, and not just more success, but more of who you are and a deeper understanding of a spiritual system
Mm.
by which we create. And that the real, and this is the thing that really landed for me and continues to land, that the real gift is not the result. That's wonderful. I love my results. I mean, I was talking with my husband, who, because of, stepping into this work, was able to retire 7 years early. And we do this ritual in the morning where we say one thing that we did that was not helpful to the relationship and one thing that they did that was helpful to the relationship. And he's, we've been together for 36 years. And he thanked me for continuing to live into my passion because it gives us our lifestyle. And so the
Mm.
results are great. And the real gift, and this is the thing I want you to hear, the real gift is understanding that there is a spiritual system that is always seeking expression through you. And that when you acknowledge the unfulfillment, the edge of unfulfillment, you're not dismissing your life up to this point. You're just simply stepping into the more expanded version of yourself that life is seeking to wake you up to. So that's what I would
Oh,
say to that.
I love it. I
And
love
I
it.
broke out in a sweat over that one, Rochelle.
That means it was a powerful message because I think that's so true. I mean, woo! Look, like I'm even heating up. And it's not our age either. It's just we just delivering powerful messages. But I think that's thank you for sharing that because I think that's really important. I think a lot of times people get down on themselves, and they say, "Well, I have all of this, and I should be grateful," and it precipitates them feeling more depressed and discerned, and they don't. I think sometimes they've closed up that space
Yep.
that the spirit is trying to come through, and then they become disconnected, so to speak, because they won't let that light come through and shine. And you just said awaken to that light within you because it's going to guide you and it's going to help you to not only express what you feel that you need, but it's going to bring that back to you as well. And I love, love, love that. Okay, so now breaking through to success. We're talking about being kind of stuck or realizing that we have everything. Yes, on the outside, everything looks successful, but we're kind of missing a little bit of something. And so we're not feeling completely self satisfied, so to speak. How do we take that with, based on the words of wisdom that you just shared, by opening and allowing our essence, our spirit light to envelop us in a better space? How do we take that energy and utilize it to break through to success? Because, let me share. There are people that have probably tried 1,000 times to do something. And my thing is, it's not 1,000 failures. It's just you learn
Yeah,
a thousand new ways not to do that, right?
that's it.
How do we take that and break it through to be successful?
Well, one of the things that I have discovered with the thousands of people that I've had the honor of working with over the years is that there's a difference between doing something compared to the way in which you do it. So let me break that down. So the first thing is to acknowledge and honor and give thanks for your discontent. Because what it means is that there is a divine essence that's knocking at the door of your heart and saying, well done. And now here's more that's seeking to express as you, through you, and for you. So pay attention to that divine discontent. Notice the discontent and notice the longing. Those are signals from your soul. Then you want to really go deep into a embracing of the reality of how powerful we are, that we've all been given this unprecedented capacity to create. Now, my sense is this is where many people have a disconnect because you're listening saying, oh my gosh, I know that there's power in my thinking and that my thinking has something to do with our results. and you get inspired. But inspiration is not sufficient. There's a law called the law of sufficiency, where you must have a sufficient amount of energy, of force, of focus in order to organize this universal intelligence around, magnetize what is it that you are thinking about? What are you imaging? What are you visualizing? So you want to learn to begin to work with the most powerful question that you can work with. And I want you to write it down because you'll forget, which is
Wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on. This is important. Okay,
it
go.
is. The question is, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love to do, have, give, be? What would I love? Because that starts the conversation with this invisible intelligence, and that will form those images in the faculty of your imagination. And you want to have very clear detail. And not that you're giving orders to the universe, what you're doing is receiving. You're receiving the image. And so I want you to flip that. You're not visualizing and throwing it out to the universe. You're not throwing anything out to the universe. You're receiving what the universe is seeking to bring to you. And the more you're able to hear it, the more intimate you become in that conversation with this life force energy. And the more you are able to recognize it as the new life that life force energy is seeking for you to step into. So understand that there are laws, begin to visualize. Then what you want to do is to begin to build a relationship with that vision. We have a perfect relationship with our current life. We don't have a relationship with a new life. And so you want to begin to own that life. You want to begin to belong in that life. You want to begin to normalize that life. So you see yourself as the person who's living that life. We will never outperform the way we see ourselves. And the more you're able to step in and be that person by asking, if it all worked out, how would I feel? How does the person, Rochel, who has built out these amazing summits around the country with 150, 200, 500 people at each one, how does this woman have this conversation right now? You show up very differently, energetically. There's a different transmission. The more you're able to really hone this, and this is the piece that is missing for so many people, the more you're able to own that identification before a single thing in your world gives you permission, the more you transmit that, the more you tell the world, this is who I am, and the world responds accordingly. Here's the other thing that happens then. You're doing what's called generating state. You're generating a state of being where you are literally broadcasting, this is who I am, and this is my life before a single thing in your world changes. What happens is that now you make yourself available to ideas and to be able to see opportunities, and you attract those people that can help you, that have always been there, but they weren't accessible to you thinking from the person who you are today.
Right.
So as you're taking action, now you're taking action from this state of beingness. You're taking action as the person who's already done it, which will fundamentally transform your results. And here's the other kicker with this. You transform, so now you're able to receive that life. You're not just manifesting, you're receiving that life, and you're belonging in that life. And you've literally raised your set point to allow a much greater degree of freedom, abundance, fulfillment, joy into your life. And you've normalized it. It's become your normal, where now it sustains.
I
So
love it.
really
I
take a
love
breath
it.
there.
I love what you shared with regards to stepping in before actually having it. And um, I like how you did not use the word manifesting, so to speak, because it's so much more, I think, about manifesting. It's a story. I know people that have manifested what they believe was going to be the life of their dreams, only to be absolutely miserable. Okay. Only to be absolutely miserable. And they thought, well, I thought if I got this, or if I thought I made $1 million,
Yep.
I wouldn't have any problems. Or if I got the big house, or, I've got the $1 million in the bank, I've got the big house, I've got the fancy cars, my kids go to private school, I wear luxury clothes. I'm feeling like I feel like I look like Beyonce. but I don't feel internally like I am
Yeah.
Beyonce. Therefore, I can't step into living a life somewhat like Beyonce because I haven't embraced what I have. It's not sitting right because I never was able to, as you say, so what, own it before it happened. Own
That's
that.
it. It's not even so much embrace what you have, but it's embrace who life is asking you to discover about yourself and who you've become. What happens is that people manifest. Manifestation works. I call it episodic manifestation. You manifest, you go back. You manifest, you go back. You manifest, you go back. You're constantly looking over your shoulder, wondering if it's going to last, wondering if you really deserve it, wondering if you belong. What I'm talking about is that you take your eye off manifest, and also you're manifesting because you're feeling like you need to fix something.
Right.
And anytime we manifest from a place of needing to fix something, now we're manifesting from a place of scarcity. It
Yes.
works, we get the stuff, but like you said, you know, you haven't come along with it. What I'm talking about is understanding that you're coming into partnership with the very power that created you, and that you are receiving this dream, because what you're really doing is receiving the the new iteration of you, the more expanded iteration, the more expanded version of you, which then by law must manifest, must then be created in the world of your results. And so rather than you trying to fix your world, you step into whose source energy is asking you to discover about yourself, and then your world organizes around you, and you then own that, and you belong in it, and it's your identity, and it becomes your normal. It's
Oh,
just the way you live, because it's who you are. It's who you've discovered about yourself. And this is our highest contribution. This is
oh, I
where we
love
make our
that.
greatest impact, because it's you showing up. It's not your stuff, which I love the stuff. And my stuff is organized. My life is organized around who I have discovered myself to be as I have built my dream.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. And I'm like you too. I love the stuff,
Yeah.
but the stuff doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean? It's like
It doesn't define
I have
you.
right? I have a shoe fetish. I love shoes. Love, love. Well, I love shoes, clothes, but I love that. But they don't, they don't, my love for the shoes doesn't define me, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I love
Yep.
shoes, but I also love good eating good food, and I love being around happy people, and I love sitting out in nature watching the squirrels and the raccoons and the skunks and possums and the deer or whatever, or my dog running around and peeing on every tree. I love washing my car, I love washing clothes, I love cleaning my house. It's just it's just funny how we are, I guess, mesmerized into thinking that having all the stuff is really the essence of success, but really the essence of success is having the light within you to recognize that the stuff doesn't validate you. It's you that validates the stuff in your life.
That, yes, and understanding that the desire is the deeper is the request of this life force energy to come into a deeper sense of communion and companionship with this energy, and to understand that there's a system that people often think that if you get the money in the bank, you get the job, you get to curl up with somebody at night, now you've got freedom. Now you have, and success oftentimes equates with freedom. Freedom does not come from the stuff, it comes from understanding the system that created the success, that we've been given this amazing capacity to create, and we've been given a system to unlock our power. And when we understand that that's freedom, now we can use it in a way to truly put it in service to what's coming alive, coming alive through us, understanding that this is our greatest impact, this is our greatest service to humanity. That when we serve our dream, we're serving our world. And we serve our dream by understanding the system.
Oh man, that was beautiful. I love it. When we serve our dream, we're serving our world.
Mhm.
Those words just kind of send chill. Okay, so we were hot flashing it. Let me oops, not hot flashing it. We were heating up because we were just such powerful spiritual beings on having an earthly experience, right? And now I'm like, ooh, I just got kind of a nice little cool chill when you said that. I love that. When we're serving ourselves, we're serving our dream. That is just so beautiful because I think people don't embrace that enough.
No, especially women, Rochelle, that women can feel so selfish when they pay, when they notice that there's a desire for more and they want it and they get excited and they'll start doing things. And I think this oftentimes is the thing that will get women in particular stuck, that they'll get excited, they'll start moving, but then they start feeling like they're leaving people behind and they're being selfish. And when you can understand, number one, that there is no private good, what's good for you, what's truly soul satisfying is good for everyone in your world. And when you serve your dream, you're serving your dream, because remember, the dream is being revealed to you. It's being given to you by life force energy to wake you up to more if you are created to be. When you serve the dream, you serve this source energy and you serve your world. You serve everyone around you.
I'm writing this down because you're absolutely right. Women, excuse me, we don't do that. I think we begin to get to a certain point where we start feeling guilty, and that cuts us off from the light of being able to really step into the essence of just living our beautiful dream. We start feeling guilty, and then the other thing we do is we start circumventing our own success by putting ourselves last
Yep.
instead of first. Yeah.
And when you can understand that you're actually not putting yourself first, you're putting service first by serving the dream that's been given to you. You have been divinely assigned this dream, this desire that's moving through you. That is a divinely given assignment. And when you truly allow yourself to know that and receive it and serve it, what you're really serving is your higher self, because you have to grow in order to grow into that. And the more you grow, by following the system that I laid out, the more you grow into yourself, the more you're bringing your even better, best version of yourself to the people around you, and the more you're serving the people around you, that we actually take away from the people around us when we deny what's seeking to come alive through us. And I get it that we can get that conceptually. People get it intellectually, but it's mastery. It takes vulnerability and courage and mastery to really bring it down to yourselves, where you're acting on the dream, overriding the part that's feeling selfish. And right now, just believe in our belief. Believe in my belief that your dream is not your dream. It's life force energy seeking expression through you. And the most selfless thing that you can do is to receive and accept the assignment of your dream and bring an even better, best version of yourself forward, because that's your highest contribution.
Oh man. So there we have it. The beautiful, unstoppable, brave, bold, unstoppable, and definitely has broken through to success, Miss Felicia Searcy. And it always seems like we just get into the depths of the conversation and then the show is over with. So, first of all, I want to thank you, Miss Felicia, for one, being a keynote speaker at the Brave, Bold, and Unstoppable Woman Summit in Denver, and for being a guest here on the Blissful Living podcast, because the words of wisdom that you shared with us, I think, is very enlightening, as well as you drop several nuggets of gold that the listeners can and viewers can take away and begin to utilize immediately in their life. And you guys, this is a process. Don't think that you can listen to us
Oh,
beautiful, fabulous women that are already but brave, bold, and unstoppable and breaking through our success and say, okay, I'm going to use it and it's going to happen and everything's going to transfer me for me today. It's not that way. It's a process of you utilizing the information that Felicia shared continually in your life, even when you are confronted with things that have you think that you're crazy for doing it, continue doing it. And it's in the
Yep.
continuation of utilizing this information that you begin to see results. Don't expect it immediately. Just like going to the gym. If you're overweight, you go to the gym one day, you're not going to lose the pound that you desire to lose. But it's the continual process. You get stronger, you more muscle develops, you lose fat, you get fit, you start shrinking the waistline and all of that. It's continual. It doesn't happen overnight. So it's the same thing with what we're talking about. But I guarantee that if you stick to it, you
Yeah,
will
it
have a
works. It's
beautiful
law.
journey. Yes, and you will evolve into the beautiful essence being that you're meant to be. So thank you, Miss Felicia, for being a guest on the Blissful Living podcast.
Thank you,
I want to thank you,
Rochelle.
listeners and viewers, for watching, tuning in, and please again share the show with everyone you love and care about. Subscribe so you get advanced notification of the guests and the topics of the show. And I want to thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. Please check them out. Like I said, we have in the Brave, Bold, and Unstoppable Women Summits throughout the U.S. And so you can find out more information there, as well as the abundance of information and things that they have to help you step into being better, feeling better, doing better as you uh, balance your pillars of wellness, wisdom, and wealth. And I want to thank our other sponsor, All Day Cable Incorporated, premier telecommunications installation company, for just supporting us all these last 11 years. And as always, I want to thank you all. And I want to leave you with this. I am wishing you peace to your mind, wellness to your body, and tranquility to your spirit. May you take this information that we've shared today, step forward, embrace it like when you wear that warm winter coat in the wintertime, embrace it and allow it to become an essence and a part of you. And we guarantee that you will shine much more brightly in the world. And until next time, everyone, goodbye for now. As the Queen of Feeling Fabulous is saying, stay true to yourself and allow that essence of the light to shine through you so that all that you come in contact with can radiate from your beautiful essence and your soul. Take good care, everybody, and goodbye for now.